again, everyone. Welcome back to Mindset Motivated with Zack and Robert, where we talk about all things mindset and motivation related. And today, or at least this episode, we're going to be talking about how to be like water.
Be like water.
Okay, be like water. What does that mean, Mr. Miyagi? Please tell me, what is be like water?
More a Bruce Lee thing.
Oh, Bruce Lee.
Anyway, be like water. Wow.
What does that mean?
What a powerful thing. So let me explain. Being like water and having forward thinking. Now, if you visualize things in life, when something becomes stagnant or rigid, right? It breaks or snaps or becomes, contaminated, right? This is when things fester. This is when, or being too rigid in a way of thinking.
That's how swamps are made, right?
Yeah,
There's
that's
no
right.
flow.
There's no flow,
Yep.
right? And that's when bacteria forms, whatever,
Yep,
right?
mold.
Flowing water. You think of flowing water. Now, when water hits an obstacle, right? So you imagine water flowing through a stream and it hits an obstacle.
Like a rock.
Does it stop? You say, fuck, there's a rock.
Yep.
We're done. Oh, I guess we're just going to stop here. The water does not stop.
Yeah.
The water continues to flow, and the water will leak around the crevices. It'll go over, under, around. It'll find a way to continue its path forward thinking. Be like water. So take, for example, the pandemic situation that it put your business and my business in.
It was rough, man.
Still is. No doubt. Now, if we did not have forward thinking, the two of us would not be here today.
Yeah.
Correct?
That's right.
We would be sitting and stewing in our own, crap in a victimized world, and we'd be struggling to try to fight the government to change restrictions on our businesses, and we'd be fighting to break law, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because we have backwards thinking. We have stagnant thinking. We're looking down only at the problem. Man, we are forward thinkers.
So what you're saying is water flows.
That's right.
Water is also life, right?
That's right.
It brings life to humans, to animals, to nature. And when it hits something, it's agile enough. It's nimble enough to move around that.
Mm-hmm.
But not only that, but it shapes things too. Right?
That's
like
correct.
Through erosion, rocks, and things like that. You know what I'm talking about?
That's correct. Yeah. It will always find a way, and it's powerful, and water will create new pathways as well too.
Mm-hmm.
But forward thinking, I put myself in a lot of jams. I'm still here.
You're so open on this podcast.
Man. You know what? That's because of our one episode about me not caring about fitting into.
Yeah.
And I'm grateful for my experiences because they've allowed me to bring certain substance to these topics, right?
Yeah.
Like I have stuff to draw from. Now, being like water, I've put myself in a lot of jams, and I've been a lot, even for instance, running a business about a year in, and I'm about 3 or 4 months into a recovery, and I lose a child.
Yeah.
Right. Backwards thinking at that time would, just fall into your victim, shut it down. The world's against you. Right. Or try to change the way that I feel with substance or whatever. Right.
Yep.
Forward thinking. Okay. I have an opportunity. I not only lost a child, but my parents now are witnessing their son who's just lost a child, right? Now I have an opportunity to be a son, be a brother, be somebody to others, right? That can move forward and watch. So I'm not thinking about what happened to me. I'm thinking about how I can be there for other people or move forward. So forward thinking in that sense saved my life. You know what I mean? And in other times too, right?
Yeah, you're thinking about the future. You're
That's
thinking
right.
about where
The future,
you're going,
your service, where your
water is going to flow.
Right. So you just got to keep flowing, right? Because if you stay stagnant, you dwell and you fester on something, and you can't get by it, you're gonna die. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or die off, right? Life is water. Life is flowing.
That's a common thing I hear within martial arts, whether it's from whatever country the martial art comes from, whether you're talking about, kung fu or karate or
That's
whatever.
right. Kung fu's overcome a lot. I'm a 6th degree black belt, master level in kung fu. I've been to China 6 times, trained in the Shaolin temples, the Wudang Mountains.
Battled.
I have fought in China, Olympic trials. I've been to Vietnam, and in all this, I've learned that if you're stagnant and you get caught up in a certain way or a certain concept, you'll be left behind. Mm-hmm. Kung Fu, for instance, was at one point banned in China. Then they disguised it into Wushu, which was a form of non-combative martial arts, which looked a lot like
Kung Fu itself was like
that's
water.
Correct. That's
right?
correct. And then it was practiced, behind closed doors and stuff like this. But it made its way through. It flowed like water and continued. And Kung Fu is not passed down through textbooks. It's literally taught from one person to the other person. Yeah. So it had to adapt. It had to evolve. And thank God it's still here today to help enrich our lives and help us to become better. But, if it didn't flow, that's when things become obsolete, right? Like, for instance, if you and I did not adapt or did not find a way to, take our skills from, our businesses prior to the pandemic to now, we would have nothing to do, right?
You know what? This can be seen in all types of businesses, in all types of situations too, right? Like you're specifically referring to COVID-19 and what's been happening with us.
That's right.
But let's say in a non-COVID-19 world, pre or post, right? Let's say you run a real estate company, and there's an increase in real estate prices or a decrease in real estate prices or supply, demand, whatever it is that's adversely affecting your business, right?
That's right. Yeah.
What do? You don't just sit there and say, okay, well, I guess my business is going to fall apart.
These people are stupid. They're not seeing what yeah. That's right. And being stagnant. You know what? If they can't see what I'm doing, then it's there. No.
And people use this word these days called pivot.
Pivot. I love that word.
It's so great, right?
Pivot the paradigm.
But I think sometimes people misunderstand this word of pivot because it literally means like whatever the dictionary definition is, but it means to change direction. Right?
We use pivot in martial arts all the time.
Yeah, of course.
Pivot that back.
Yeah, but so your business is flowing like water, right?
That's right.
It's got a forward destination, and this obstacle comes in, right?
Pivots.
Oftentimes, business owners will think a pivot means a change in direction, but it doesn't have to be. A pivot could mean change in shape, like water, to go over that rock, to go over that obstacle.
Yeah.
And you have to be incredibly self-aware in order to understand that you need to do that and how you need to do that. You need to be humble enough to reach out to somebody for help that can help you do that, right? As soon as your mindset starts to think, this is the end, then you're giving up in the third quarter.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yep. Yeah. In the third quarter, or what I say in the 9th round. Yeah. No, I completely agree with you. So if there's anything we can take out of today, guys, challenge yourself to be forward thinkers, no matter what type of tragedy, catastrophe, obstacle. I would like to pivot paradigm to understand that these are not obstacles. They are opportunities for you to be water, for you to overcome, for you to be innovative. These are callings saying, okay, right now, this is your chance. I'm going to give you an awesome chance to be creative, and that is forward thinking. Not saying this sucks, this isn't fair, I'm going to go do something else. No, it's saying, holy smokes, like the COVID-19, shut down your gym, shut down your business, don't go in, you're not allowed to do anything. How the hell did we do anything? We had to shift our paradigm. We had to shift our pivot and our focus, but we still move forward.
Yeah, it's easier said than done, but there are people
it is.
There,
it is. But challenge yourself, forward thinking. Don't get caught up on an obstacle. Don't get snagged.
There's the bell. Ladies and gentlemen, Mindset Motivated, thanks for listening to us. If you've got any more questions, comments, episode ideas, whatever it is, reach out to Zack or myself, Robert Bruski, and we will do what we can. So until next time, my friends, stay frosty.
Yo, go tear it up.